Welcome back to another episode of Whiskey
and
Real Estate.
I am Tone the Boss, CEO of T1 Entertainment.
Lucas Burrington, Burrington Real Estate, AMMT Property Management.
Manikka, his better half.
Yes.
Landon, Dallas investor and co-owner of AMMT.
Hey, there we go. See,
man.
we bringing in the new faces today. So we've talked about our investors from out of state and everything, and here we get to bring not just an investor but a friend as well on. And so welcome to the Whiskey and Real Estate, Landon.
Yeah.
Cheers to that.
Cheers.
Cheers, cheers,
Cheers,
cheers.
Manikka.
Wasn't gonna do it to myself.
Oh, man. Woo. You got the grown man stuff today.
And that is fantastic. That is fantastic. This
water?
I could have. This is the
Felt
first
hair
time.
just grow.
Oh, that's what he said too. That he felt the hair on the chest. Yeah, this is the real deal stuff. Yeah,
Just a long curly one right in the middle. What do we got? What are we sipping today, Lucas?
So the whiskey of the day is coming from Utah. So this is one of our investors that we have that is they do business all over the United States. Larger investor, Jeff and Catherine. I want to say thank you to you guys for sending this out to us. They knew we have a podcast with Whiskey and Real Estate, and then obviously of what we do, we talk on about a weekly basis on, some collaboration on what we want to do with the business and how we want to drive it and grow it and so on and so forth. So this is coming out of a distillery in Utah, their favorite whiskey, and I'm talking. They know people from everywhere. So, I mean, when they're recommending and sending one out, it's coming in. So this, what I love about this, and you can taste it now that you guys have taken the first taste. So this is a Rendezvous from High West Distillery out in Utah. It's the Utah, it looks like 1800s is when they started doing that. So, but what I like out of this, and we were talking before the show, and I was reading it and getting more familiarized with the whiskey itself. It is got dried cherries, cinnamon spiced caramels, toasted walnuts, and ginger on the finish. And you can definitely, when you now taste it, you can kind of. I could feel all of them, and I know Logan gave it a shot over there too, and he's like, "Yeah, this is the real stuff right here."
What do you
It
think?
goes straight to the back. I liked it. A lot of flavor, a lot of complexity, but I mean, it's got some spice to it,
Yeah.
I love it. That
High West Rendezvous.
mm-hmm.
I think of that song, Rendezvous, then I'm through with you.
Oh yeah, hey, you going 90s right there?
Oh, is that what that is?
Yeah, going to the 90s.
Oh, yeah. Good times.
But definitely a different flavor than what we've had before.
Yeah.
I like it. It is a firm whiskey.
My brothers would love this.
yeah. It's a firm whiskey, and I'm gonna actually look up the distillery and make sure we shoot them a clip of this when we get there. So shouts out to you guys out there, and we're definitely I will be ordering some more of that. That is some good stuff. I mean,
It's grown man juice.
Oh, yeah.
it is. That is something I could sip on a nightly basis before you go to bed.
Yep. Oh, yeah. I'll be right
You
out.
don't even drink in the house.
I may on that. I
You
may.
said that about the old fashioned.
Manikka,
Yeah, but I get ornery on the old fashioned.
He's doing promo. You got to let him.
She don't-
You got to let him exaggerate a little bit.
Yeah, come on.
But he don't even drink.
He's just going to take a shot in the car before he comes in every night.
You don't know that he drinks before he goes to bed.
Keeps a toothbrush in his
That's
car and
true.
everything.
I do go to bed before
As soon as
you.
you start yelling, he's like,
Well, the
What'd you
minute
say?
I start drinking, Manikka thinks it's a competition, and then it
that's funny.
That's not true.
Oh, man. So, Landon, I see you were into creative financing and hard money lending.
Yeah. I
Talk
would say
to us
so.
about it.
Creative financing, I would say it's the best way to buy any sort of real estate ever. I've done pretty much every type of real estate investing option, from buying my primary residence traditionally, going FHA, doing house hacking, using DSCR loans, you name it.
I have not heard of the term house hacking.
It's in our market. It's coming to this market.
Okay.
It's up and coming in this market. Just getting started. It was on the coasts. It was huge.
What does it mean?
I'll let him get into
Yeah,
it.
so house hacking is like when you buy a primary residence and you live in it and you rent out either other bedrooms or
Nice.
maybe if you buy like a duplex, fourplex, and you rent out the other units to cover essentially your mortgage payment. So that's a way to kind of create equity into the property, get it to cash flow, and then also lower your expenses so you can use your money that you would be using towards your expenses, like living expenses regularly, to push into other investing
So
options.
the house hacking is a whole life hack. It sounds like
Basically.
It's a lifestyle.
Yeah.
It's definitely a lifestyle. And I mean, we started to see a lot more of that once rates started going up and you started seeing payments getting a little higher, or when FHA was, really puckering their butt on how they're financing and stuff like that, because you could go buy a fourplex, anything 4 doors or less, live in one of the units, claim it as one of yours, your unit that you're living in, and still get a residential rate on it.
Nice.
So you're getting the 30-year fixed with, and a residential rate versus a commercial rate is, I mean, in today's world, it's almost 2% difference.
Right.
And so that's a big difference on your monthly payments. And then your mortgage is getting covered. And then with FHA, you could live there for 9 to 12 months, move to another one, do it again.
Nice.
And then, your whole mortgage always has been covered and you're gaining equity and so on and so forth. So house hacking, it's that terminology is now, it just used to, it had a different terminology for about the last 15 years. And that was just, hey, you know what, I'm going to rent this out, the rest of it out. Now they just put a term to it. So
Nice. Awesome. So one of the things we do is today's market. We usually let Lucas go off, but when we have a guest, we like to hear their opinion of what today's market is, how it compares to the market when you first got into what you do, and just kind of give us a breakdown of what you think is today's market, good, bad, and ugly.
It's a buyer's market for sure. It's been a buyer's market for the past 2 years now. I think they released something on, Realtor or Redfin, that they had the lowest interest rate in the past 2 years starting last week. So it's definitely a buyer's market. I mean, even with properties that I've flipped as a seller, I've seen it where there is a lot of concessions going out from a seller's side. And so you don't want to be a seller in today's market. You want to be on the buyer side. It's a great time to get in as an investor because you have a lot of leverage, because these properties are sitting on the market double, triple times the average days on market. And so you have a lot of leverage with how you can create an offer. And that's kind of where, in my opinion, the creative financing being the best strategy to purchase a property as an investor, you can really structure deals in today's market more than you could years ago when you got the lowest interest rate and everybody's buying properties $100,000 over asking price. So it's a really good time if you have money and capital and you're looking to get in. This is the time to do it, because over the next, let's say, 7 to 10 years, anybody who bought something during COVID, they have the lowest interest rate that we're ever going to see on the planet Earth while we're living.
Yeah, damn.
They bought that. They bought those properties then, and
That was the time.
they paid way too much, but they paid for the interest rate because they plan on living there forever. Yeah. But what a lot of people don't understand is, like, majority of people, I think it's like 80% or something like that buy a property, they sell it within the first 7 years. And the first 10 years, or it's the first 7 years of a 30-year mortgage is the highest interest period.
Yep.
So you're making these payments for 5 years. You don't have any equity in your property anyway when you go to sell. So that's where the creative financing kind of comes in, and you're able to structure deals and snag those interest rates and have a low monthly payment and then turn it into an investment property.
Nice.
Well, in with what Landon does and what a lot of our investors do, this is a fantastic investor market because a lot of those low interest rates are sitting out there right now. And a lot of those people that are sitting with those low interest rates are like, why am I getting rid of a 2 to 3% interest rate to go get into a 5 or 6% interest rate? And that's where, like, hey, you know what? We're going to come in and get you out of this, take care of this, we may pay you more to take over your thing. So now it's worth you getting out of this because you only wanted XYZ. We're going to give you this much more than XYZ to get you, so we can assume that interest rate.
Yep.
And so it's going to fall into a cycle. I mean, and it's going off with today's market that's going on right now. Is Landon hits a lot of really good points with it, but it is one of those that we're approaching what they would call a war right now too. And so you just heard what that's going to do. I was just listening to it 3 hours before we got on to the podcast, and I was reading a little article that came across it, and they're already announcing that if there is war, rates always go down during wars. And Trump came out and bluntly said, he's like, you will see the lowest interest rates we've seen since COVID if this does continue and it continues to escalate. And everyone's worried about gas prices and oil prices and stuff right now. And he's put escorts out there to open up the whole area so the tankers can get in and out and just so he can drive down those gas prices again. So there's a little uneasiness in today's market just because of what's going on across seas. But from the way it's being approached and how he's selling it to the market right now, that it could be nothing but good for what our market's going to look like. Because he's literally taking Iran and making it a parking lot right now. Yep. And when I say that, I truly mean he's turning that into a parking lot over there right now. Everything that matters from an infrastructure standpoint, because I mean, we want control over the world economy right now. So yeah, it's a very I can't wait to have this talk 60 days from now. Yeah. Because it could be a completely different market, or it could just be leveling itself out too. But getting into, so you're from the Dallas, Texas area, and it is a completely different market than what it is in Cedar Rapids, Iowa today. Iowa has been kind of the up and coming area, kind of little gold mine in the middle of nowhere right now. And
best kept secret.
Yeah, it is. And I mean, still top. I mean, it was top 4, top 5 in the U.S. for return on investments. Still top 10. I can't tell you exactly where it is. From what I was reading, I saw one at 6, one at 9. But if you go off the futures of what the next 3 to 5 years look like in Cedar Rapids, I mean, it's insane. We've never in the property management industry ever seen a market like we've seen. If you go to our board right now, which you'll come in and you'll see, I don't know what to tell my showers right now because we have 0 single family houses to fill right now.
Oh, yeah.
And when you got 200 plus single family houses and usually we run anything we've managed over 12 months, we run at about a 2 to 3% vacancy rate. Average market rate on a vacancy rate is 14% from a management company. So when we're running at 2 to 4, depending on if we've just taken over some properties or we're just starting to refurbish some properties, that'll drive our vacancy rate up a little bit. Is when we get some people to move out and we're like, you know what, we're going to hold here. Yeah. Let's go in and remodel this unit, so it might be out there a little longer. But with the data centers, I mean, we got $19 billion project of a 3 to 5 year plan of data centers that just been approved out here in Cedar Rapids, and now they're all here. Yep. All those guys are we just filled one of Manikka's rentals with one. We're just filled another one on the southwest side. And the thing is a normal rental that's pulling $1,700 a month right now is pulling $2,500 a month or $2,400 a month on if you supply a couch, a chair, and 2 beds,
Yeah.
We spent a weekend on Valentine's Day, as we talked on the last episode, of me and Manikka turning over a house just to make sure it was ready for a move in on that Sunday for Furnish Finder. But normally we'd get $1,700 a month out of her property, and we're getting $2,400 a month. Nice. And we already had the furniture and storage. So, I mean, it wasn't, I mean, win all the way around. Dust. Yeah. And so the short-term rentals is where it's going in our market right now. That's the hot button. And these people, even though they're staying for 3 to 5 years, we're keeping them on a shorter lease with just because if we want to make adjustments, because the market's changing so quick. Yeah. The last thing I want to do is get someone into a 12-month lease or a 24-month lease and have them stuck at that rent price where market rents are going up. I mean, we're up 80% from 2014 here in Cedar Rapids.
Sheesh.
So you stick yourself in a year-month's lease at this time, the way our market is going. I mean, the casino is going to be done in 8 months. Yep. That's going to bring in, 300 new jobs. It's also got a bunch of contractors in town that they're going to start doing interior work now. Those contractors are going to need places to live. And then you got the data centers, and you got the 3 colleges. Two of the three colleges are expanding. So we got 3 colleges here in town. We got still top 100 hospitals here in town, which are both expanding. They're both buying down all of 5th, 3rd, and 3rd Avenue here on the southeast. So traveling nurses they're on demand. On our Furnish Finder list, just this last week, I got into it, and it took me dang near almost all day. I had 145 messages in 4 days to respond to.
Sheesh.
For short-term rentals. I got them all cleared up, and then that was on a Monday, Tuesday. Then Thursday, I had 115 more messages, and not counting the replies. These are new people that are going in. And the thing is we have nowhere to put them right now. So soaking up Cedar Rapids and Southwest side and some of this Northeast side is like high demand. Like it is something that where we have the hot sheet, the off the market stuff is just this last 60 days. It's really cranked up because that's when the data center just started bringing all their people in. So now they're all looking for places to go and they're paying a premium and they're never at the property. They take good care of the property. They don't want to get kicked off your short-term lease because they need a place to stay. So, it's Cedar Rapids is your little hidden gem just because of Marion, Iowa. As you can tell, Marion and Cedar Rapids are combined in land, and I'm going to take you on a drive. #1 growth per capita in the United States last year.
I was taking a look. I was very impressed because you told me this before, and I was like, "What is this place?" You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I'm driving around, and I'm like, "Wow, this looks like newer construction, literally everywhere."
Everywhere. If you go to all 4 corners, Marion, Hiawatha, north or southwest side of Cedar Rapids in the Cherry Hill area, you get out by Prairie High School, which is the largest growing high school in this area over here right now, and that's called College Community. You go to the 4 corners of this segment right now, and then you go 10 miles north, go 10 miles south. All the land is getting bought up. Everything's it is insane what's going on with our market right now. Real estate market hasn't caught up with it yet. But because the land's just getting bought up and all the land's getting broken, so new construction is going to be at an all-time high this next 2 years. In this area.
Want some land.
Yeah. That's going to be
some time to get it.
and then you
I know someone you can buy out.
Okay, let's talk about it.
Yeah, that's me.
It's like not on there. Hey, save that for me.
But I'm going to spend tomorrow and Friday updating our investor list, and I know it's probably going to take into Monday and Tuesday just trying to figure it out and getting a hold of all the investors. Okay, what price do you want on this? What's going on right now? So it's a weird trend because if you would have gone the last 2 years, 4plexes, duplexes, 8plexes, those were hot and unicorns. Now it's duplexes, single family houses that you can have 4 bedrooms in because those data centers, what they want is they want the 3 to 5 bedrooms because they're coming with a crew. And they would all like to stay together. And so the 3 to 5 bedrooms is just hotter than snot right now. And it came down, we had 2 houses left to fill on our rental board at the property management side, and we had 2 sets of data center people come in, and they're like, okay, this is what we need. What do you got? And so we showed them, we got this one and this one. And then here, Furnish Finder I'm getting blown up on Furnish Finder, and he reached out to Manikka because I couldn't get back to him quick enough. And Manikka is my backup, and he's like, we need a house. And I'm like, well, Manikka, we got your house. And then we got this house right here. And they wouldn't take anything less than 1.5 baths and anything less than a 4-bedroom. We're going to add another. We're going to finish off the basement on Manikka's house, so we're ready for that. And but I'm telling you, so that's the market plan right now. And we only have about an 8 to 12 month window. Because they'll all be situated, they'll be in places. A majority of their employees and everything that they're hiring and contractors they're hiring will be settled in the next 12 months. So we got about a 8 to 12 month window where it's going to be really, really good. Where it's going to be really, really good. But what it's going to do to the rental market prices is just jack them up. It's going to raise everything up because these people that are here for 12 to 14 months, 12 to 24 months. When they're like, well, what should a 4-bedroom apartment or a 4-bedroom house rent for? All we have to show is what the data center people are paying. They're not paying that $1,700. They're paying the $2,400 to $2,600 because we're furnishing them. And with that being said, that's going to drive all the other 3-bedroom, 4-bedroom properties rents completely up too.
Yeah.
So it's that we talk about it on a lot of our real estate episodes, that ripple effect. Mm-hmm. And right now that rock just got thrown in the pond.
Yeah, it's going to affect the entire economy moving forward. And
It's going to raise all the rates up. So I've seen it happen. I've seen it like when you would get 2-bedroom apartments and we were renting them out at $515 to $565, in 2015.
Yep.
And if you would have told me today those same 2-bedroom apartments are pulling $750 to $850, and more of them are pulling on that $800 mark. Even if they got carpet in the bathroom and carpet in the kitchen still, and you got the porn star shag carpet in the bedroom, it don't matter. You're still pulling $750 because that's what the market says it should be pulling.
Yeah.
And they always ask why have a property management company? Okay, Mr. Investor, because I'm a realtor, you want to argue with me on this rent price. I'm going to show you 252-bedroom apartments that are live right now, that are full rented pulling. Here's your market rate right here. Mm-hmm. I don't need to do any shopping on the market. I can just pull up a live data center that we have of our inventory.
Yep.
So I mean, it is. Yeah, that's why you have the management company standing behind you, is because, I mean, you're connecting A and B at all times. So, but yeah. Anyways, so Landon, what do you got going on? I know you're in town right now, which is a blessing here. I'm thinking, man, I'm going to get to see Landon for a week or two. I'm going to get to hang out with him. He's been in town for a week. I haven't seen him once, except for when he came in when I was coaching our diplomat girls. And
yep. I saw Lucas really getting into it. I was like, there we go. I started taking a video of him. I'll show it to you later. I was like, he's going ham. He's sweating and everything.
Oh, man,
like,
I'm usually running courts with him. Yeah, usually I'm up and down.
I mean, right now the priority is we're flipping this property over in Davenport, getting it ready, because we had a tenant. We're nicknaming her Methany Franklin, because literally I will show you photos and videos, dude. Literally on the wall it says "I love meth" with a syringe drawn right next to it.
It's true.
I
have videos
bad.
of that as well.
Yeah, it's pretty bad. So we're doing an interior and exterior remodel, just completely refurbishing it, and then we're going to see what we do with it afterwards when it's all said and done and that sort of thing. But I might be willing to sell it on creative finance to an investor.
Yeah.
So I think, like I said a little bit, buying on a creative finance contract is the best, but also it can be in situations like mine or people with low equity, great for selling too, because you can move the property quicker. So
yeah, I think I had a situation about a year or two ago where we were going to entertain helping my family out with creative financing. I think they were just behind, and it's like, well, how much have they paid, and how much is this, and how much is that? Can you guys kind of just break down like when creative financing can help somebody or save them out of a bad situation?
Yeah, 100%. So there's 3 types of creative financing. There's subject to. That's in its own category. There's seller finance. That's its own category. And then there's a hybrid, which is a little bit of both.
Okay.
Subject to works in a lot of instances where there's low equity in the home but a good rate, or even if somebody is, let's say, behind and maybe they're in like pre-foreclosure or something like that. That's kind of where I see that part of creative financing working the best. Also, just any other distressed situation where there's a good interest rate. Subject to, you're taking over somebody's interest rate without putting that loan in your name, essentially, and putting that on your debt sheet.
Yeah.
So that's what subject to is. It's changing the deed and leaving the mortgage out there. So a lot of people have kind of the misconception that, because this is whenever you originate a new loan, right? I like to do a little show just like this. I do 2 hands. This is how I explain it to people. I say, if you go into the bank and you purchase your home as a primary residence, when they create the loan or whatever, and your name goes on the deed, which is essentially the title, right? Yeah. What they call it out here, the abstract. It's different in different states, the name of it, but it's the same thing, right?
Iowa's the only abstracting holding state in the United States.
Yeah, when people were asking me about the abstract, I was like, "What am I like? What's going on out here?"
It's a pain in the ass.
Yeah, but so when you go sit down at a bank, right, in your primary residence, whatever, they're going to create it. They're going to originate a loan over here.
Yep.
Here's the loan, your interest rate payment, and then here is the title in your name. People have the misconception that in order to change it at all, you have to change both because they were both placed up here the same. Well, this is the title over here. I can change this all day long, and I can leave that as it is.
Okay.
So that's what subject to is. Seller finance usually works in high equity situations, I feel like, probably the best, where maybe somebody owns a property and they have it almost paid off or something like that, or the rent in this situation would be really smart for an investor, where maybe somebody doesn't have high equity, but they want to seller finance it to an investor who wants to furnish a unit, because now that investor can make, let's say, $2,400 on the rent side, and this the person who owns the property, maybe their mortgage payment is only $900. They could probably seller finance at $1,500, right? Something like that. So, and a hybrid would be kind of a combination of the two. Like, I'm going to go and take your interest rate and pay that to you, or pay that to the bank on your behalf, and then I'm going to go pay the seller additional and that sort of thing. So that's kind of the breakdown on those. But
So, Landon, what's the difference between an assumable loan and a subject to?
so assumable loan, I personally, that's exactly what I was getting in an argument with about with a lender, because they wouldn't allow me to do an assumable loan. Assumable loan is the same as if I was just originating a loan, as far as prelim underwriting. Like, I'm going to go and fill out a credit application. You're going to do a hard pull on my credit. You're going to check my financial documents and you're going to ask for like an asset sheet and see my credentials, basically, right? So I can assume a loan. That loan, if I assume it, it's going to go in my LLC or my name and show on my debt sheet. I'm going to still hold control over the good interest and terms, right? So let's say you were 5 years into your 30-year term. I'm picking it up where you were at in it. So now I have only 25 years left, right?
Yep.
Subject to, I'm taking it over, but it's not reporting on my debt sheet. I'm not liable for the loan or anything like that. And I'm just taking it over. So that's kind of the difference. There's no, when you take over something subject to, the reason people like it so much or whatever, and I think it's the best strategy out there, I would always buy anything subject to if I could, is because I don't have to go to any bank or any lender, fill out all these documents, send everything, answer a million questions, and I just take it where you left off. And most of the time, I'm paying you more than you're going to get on market for letting me do this, and I'm putting contingencies in there to protect you as a seller. So those are kind of the differences.
So with that being said, the assumable, we're eliminating the original mortgage holder, and then on the subject to, the mortgage holder is still there. It's just his risk is on you now.
Yeah, exactly. And
Got
I like to wrap essentially some contingencies in there for the seller. I like to put in there, 60 days. If I don't make the payment on your behalf for 60 days, then we're going to go into a period of like 10 to 15 business days where if I don't make the payments and get you caught up, you take back the home and the deed goes back in your name. The title goes back in your name. And so if I bought your property subject to, let's say 5 years ago, right, and you were already 5 years into your mortgage, like we talked about earlier, the first 7 years, high interest period, I've knocked out all of your interest, and now all of my payments are to the principal. So now you're building equity.
Yep.
If I mess up, you just got equity position back in a property and you didn't do anything, and now that's a payday for you. Nice. So obviously I'm not going to mess up.
Right.
That's the selling point to the seller, though. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like, you could get this thing back 10, 15 years from now and be in a really good position. So why wouldn't you do it? And also,
could that also put you in a bad position though? Because like now you're responsible for paying the mortgage for that house that you thought was sold.
Yeah, it could. That's why for me, I do the contingency of 60 days. I'm not exactly sure about here in Iowa, but most states, pre-foreclosure is about 90 days. So if that does happen, right? Let's say I don't make a payment for 75 days, title goes back to you. You're not in pre-foreclosure yet. So now you got options. You can go do the same contract with somebody else and get the down payment, use some of it to pay it off, and then put yourself back in a position. Or maybe the market gets better, like Lucas was talking about. Maybe rates go down. People are buying houses, right? And if rates go down, purchase price goes up. Now you put your house on the market. Now instead of losing 10 grand to sell your house, maybe you're making 50 because people are paying more. Yep. So either way, I think with the contingency built in like that, you as a seller, if you're going to lose on the property, I'm going to turn your situation into a win. and I'm going to let you ride off into the sunset. If you're behind on payments, I'm going to catch it up. I'm going to help your credit score. You're not going to foreclose or whatever, if that was the type of situation, and really set it up for success on both ends, right? So obviously there are risks involved with people who don't do that type of transaction or know, the legality of and stuff like that. But honestly, once you take the time to learn it and you explain it to somebody like I just did, if you were behind 10 grand, right, or if you put your market on or you put your property on the market and you were going to lose $10,000, if I came in and gave you, I don't know, let's say 10, so you're really up 20.
Yep.
You'd probably be enticed to take it.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
You know what I mean?
All day.
Yeah.
Well, in the crazy thing is like where I have to explain the differences when I present a lot of our investors options to these sellers, buyers, and they're like, why would I want to sell on contract? And I'm like, so there's a difference between selling on contract, straight up like the old traditional creative financing was selling on contract, rent to owns, so on and so forth. That was the etching in the stone where it originated. Like a lot of that creative financing was on contract sales and so on and so forth. And then in 2011, the Dodd-Frank Act came out and they said, Mr. Investor, in order for you to do more than 3 under your social security number per year, you now have to get an NMLS number and you have to be able to do underwriting yourself or be hooked up with someone that can do underwriting for you. The way they get around it is a lot of the subject twos and so on and so forth. My sale point to the sellers is when I'm representing Landon or another investor is you're not dealing with someone off Facebook. You're not dealing with someone that is just coming in and wanting to buy this on contract with you because they got shit credit or they've messed up in the past or anything. You're dealing with a grade A buyer right here that does this over and over, rinse and repeat. Your risk is a lot lower because they're either going to have equity in the game, they're going to bring some money to the table, or they're an 800, 700 credit score. They're a high character person behind it that they're trying to build their portfolio. Instead of where it's like Tone, you or me coming up to him and be like, hey, you know what? I got turned down from this bank today. But I got 20 grand I want to put down.
Right.
The chances of that person defaulting again is likely.
Yep.
I mean, like in my first 13 years of doing rent to owns and seeing rent to owns and doing contract sales, I maybe seen 4 or 5 get paid off.
I hate rent to owns.
Yeah. So I mean, that's where it's advantageous for our seller to work with an investor on that side of it, because you're getting a grade A person with a good character behind them that is looking to grow their portfolio, not to lose that property. Mm-hmm. And we've talked before on previous episodes, if you go all the way back to episode 1, 2, or now seasons 1 and 2 and 3 of Whiskey and Real Estate, we talk about rent owns, we talk about contract sales, how it's changed and really taking, like, I'm forever learning on this area. Mm-hmm. Landon's been doing this and he does this on a daily. He's forever learning on the stuff. And that gets me to the next point that I kind of want to segue to is, Tone, we built our careers off relationships.
Oh, yeah.
And, networking and so on and so forth. Yeah. As an investor, how important is it to have a good network around you?
Oh, it's everything. I mean, that's where you're going to get your deals from. I mean, how many deals have I purchased from you at this point, Lucas, right? Yep. So I'm looking for somebody who is a good person. I built a relationship with them, and I know it's in both of our best interests to do business together, right? Whether it's you bring me a deal or whether I can help you out on the lending side or something like that. Like, the relationship is going to be the most important thing, and that goes even beyond just the buy and sell. I mean, that goes with contractors and tenants and everything like that. Like, it's all a relationship game at the end of the day. You can run numbers as much as you want and take some action, but if you're not building relationships, you're not able to scale anything at the end of the day.
Yeah, network is net worth.
Yep.
Like, everybody that I'm working with now, like, I'm currently on this tour, and my business partner there, like, it's somebody that I met that I really just believed in, invested in first, and the turnaround and where we're at now is just, I would have easily made this investment, and even when I made it, I was like, you know what? I normally don't make this kind of investment, but I do like what I see with you, and there's a reason I'm reaching out. So I made an investment to work with them. And we've made that, I would say, almost 100 times over together. And that's separate from when we're doing a deal together, there's also he's hired me for work or he's referred so many people to me. It's just this whole other revenue stream just off of one person that I'm networking with. And then I've got an entire another network that is just I work with them on different projects, and then I connect that guy with this guy when they need stuff that I don't offer. And it's just building something where it's almost we have our own community and we have all the resources we need, and it's almost all internal.
Well, and we made our career off that, Tone. So I mean, we're word of mouth guys. So like AMMT, we have never, up until 2019. So 2013 it started. 2019, I never had a sign.
Yeah.
I didn't even have a hard location hardly.
Yeah.
And we started with one folder, two folders out of my truck where, now it's multiplied by 300, 400, So, and at any time we could be 600 to 800 doors if we wanted to be. We just capacity wise, I can't personally myself. That's where I bring in the Landons of the world and so on to take some of that stress off. But I mean, think about our last 2-3 years, you and I, Tone. So the Essences of the world, where we had a common ground, and now she's on tour with you, isn't she? She's on tour with you and teaching your daughter how to dance. And she was on with So You Think You Can Dance, and she was runner up on So You Think You Can Dance, and here she is from Davenport, Iowa. And my daughter is a dancer, and it was her favorite dancer when she was eighth grade, and then so we have the Diplomats, the youth program that I run with, and I called Essence in to come do a dance show. Well, not a dance show, but a dancing class. I knew Tone. Tone brought his daughter, who is shy as can be. Couldn't even get out there and dance. And then my daughter she's big into dance. So like she travels everywhere and dances and so on and so forth. And she's now a senior in high school. She gets to see her star that she's watching on TV, once a week, and she gets to see it. And here she is in the finale, and she's meeting her face to face. Your daughter gets to meet Essence. Now your daughter's dancing with Essence in her studio in Davenport. But I mean, Tone and I, when we got to meet each other, we looked at our circle and realized, like, dang. I mean, it is, we could benefit each other in so many different ways now. I mean, now, obviously, as you all know, he's one of my best friends, and Manikka and I are the exact same way. We came off of networking. Where she was referred to me.
She's blushing.
She was referred to me, and I didn't even return her call.
I was not referred to you. Let's get that straight. I Googled.
Oh, my.
And found the best.
You searched who's the best?
Who's the best? Who's the best?
And went from there. So I think she needs to stop trying to take credit for something she didn't do.
Whatever. Manikka will keep it real.
Yeah, she's always there to correct it. No, networking is everything, and I just love the Essence story. Like, I just light up just thinking about it because it's come so far. I just helped her release her very first song ever just a couple weeks ago, and like I recorded it. I designed the artwork for it, and I've just had these business meetings of educating her and her dad like how to move forward with the music. And now she's on tour with us. Me and her just did a song together for the first time that we'll be releasing in the next couple months. And then we're even going to Austin. She's also going to South by Southwest with us in the next couple weeks. So it's like it's introducing each other to the right people, them finding a way to work together and grow. But that doesn't happen if there's not a Lucas that's doors are open. Like, hey, bring your daughter to this. And then, Essence's dad, Vern, he's like, hey, you should bring your daughter to classes. Like, today was, probably a lot for her. Get her in these classes, and just pushing until I'm like, all right, I'm going to drive to Davenport every week from Cedar Rapids and take her to these classes. And like, my daughter's confidence is just through the roof right now at this moment, and she's very much
10 now? 10?
Yeah. She started when she was like 8, and like she went from going to that first session just crying. Even the first day of class, cried like they're just too good, and now she's like leading the class.
That's awesome.
Like she's kicking it off.
That.
Like it's just absolutely amazing, and it all comes from networking. Like a lot of. A lot of times it may be a business transaction, but sometimes there's a networking that it's just, like I said, my daughter's more confident now. Like, when it comes to recording songs at the studio for Essence, I don't charge her. Like, it's just a networking thing. Like, hey, you're helping my kid. I like to help you. I just want to give back. You scratch my back, I scratch yours.
Yeah.
That's kind of the best kind of networking that I think is out there.
And we're gonna network after this because you're gonna come to Texas, and I got a bunch of networking for you on the music side with people that
I noticed the rapper chain, and I was like,
I'm not a rapper.
Something?
I could be Eminem if I drink enough of this.
No, so you get into that networking, and like what he's saying, I mean, I wouldn't change a damn thing. I get criticized all the time because I'm nice to everyone. You know, I get down, but I also genuine people recognize genuine people.
Yeah,
and I mean that's some of the best relationships I got. I mean, man, we went on that cruise, and the
Which
cruise,
one? The bad one or the good one?
the bad one. So let's go full circle on that. So we've talked about this cruise that we went on the Virgin cruise.
Were you a virgin
So
on the
bad.
cruise?
I was not a virgin on the cruise. But anyways, so we get on this cruise, and it's rocky as heck. And Manikka and I, the last 3 years, have just gone through life. I mean, life has happened. I mean, with your sister situation and brother and so on and so forth, and then mine 5-year divorce and so on and so forth. So this cruise was kind of us, kind of like downloading everything and whatnot. And I'm praying every day to be just like, you know what, Jesus, help me through this type of situation. And I just make sure we're making the right choices in what we're doing in life and so on and so forth. And we meet this couple, Crystal and Flip, and we meet them, and Flip is the life of the whole boat. Like he's at the club that night on the boat, and he's got the whole thing going, and we're at the
Dance
pool party.
with
And I mean, and when you're talking dancing, that boy can get down, and he knows everyone that could get down.
Yeah.
And so Flip and I are sitting there talking, and Manikka and Crystal are talking, and we get off the port, and we're going, and we always talk about I got feels, like I can feel who a person is and what it is and what's going on and the energy of this and energy and kind of forecast. And we get off the boat, and we're talking about what we do by day. What do we do by day when we're at home, on land and whatnot. I'm like, been top realtor in the state 13 years, so on and so forth, blah blah blah. He's like, man,
he's him.
Yeah. He's like, and then Flip's like, you'll never guess what I do. He goes, I'll give you 3 guesses. And I go, I already know what you do. He goes, how do you know? I go, man, I'm weird like that. I got that feel. I can tell you. I go, you're either a priest or you're a realtor. And he goes, how in the hell did you guess I'm a priest? and I go, and if you would watch him during the cruise and everything, you would never know this man. You would never know this man's a priest. Yeah. If he is, he's a different kind of priest. And so we get to talking. We get talking about their life situations and him having, a family member, a nephew murdered, and so on and so forth, and then Manikka having her sister situation, and we all could jive it together. And I'm praying the whole time, making sure this is the right trip. I don't go on vacations. I'm like, is this the right decision for me to make? Right. And then here, day 2,
he didn't have a choice. It was already paid for.
It was, but on day 2, I'm partying with the priest, having a good time,
arguing like a married couple.
Yeah. But God's there, I mean, so I'm just like, man. And so we get into full circle of this networking. So Flip is a priest. We're looking for someone to marry us. So he's coming to the wedding, man. So you're going to get to meet Flip.
He decided
they've already booked their stuff.
Before we even left.
I love
imported.
that.
And
so he's going to be our minister in our wedding.
That's amazing.
Where's he from?
Met him on a cruise.
Georgia. He's from Georgia. She's from Alabama. He's from Georgia.
Okay.
And we're still talking to Flip and Crystal today, and we're gonna next trip we're gonna get into it. It reminds me of the first time, like when I was chilling and talking with Landon. I'm like, man, this guy's good people. Like I can just sit and talk about a bad day.
It's like let's make something happen.
Yeah, they're a good couple. I don't talk to anyone when we go on cruises. I get so upset that he sits there and he talks to them, and he has like a whole
say you're an introvert without saying you're an introvert.
The top salesman in the state.
But we also had the couple from Canada that I actually received a message from yesterday. today that wants to buy some properties in our market.
Yeah.
And we talked about the taxation, that's going on up in Canada, where they don't want you buying investment properties.
Yeah, I didn't know this.
Yeah, it's all about residential.
This is Lucas on the cruise.
I think he said that you can only own one property.
Yeah. Everything else has to be commercial, right?
Wait, what?
It is bad. And the taxation
You can only
rates
own a primary? You can't own an investment?
Nope.
if you do the tax rate on it doesn't even make sense. So the tax rates that they put out there basically put the barrier up where you're not buying properties there.
They don't have any investors.
Investors are not buying in that.
Who owns BlackRock or something?
I mean, yeah, it is.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, it is. It's unbelievable. So he was going through all the tax rates and everything and so on and so forth. I'm like, man, we got none of that.
Yeah.
He's like, so if you sell a property, we're at like a 45% capital gains. There's no 1031 exchanges up there. So there's no way to get around capital gains up there. So if
there's no slow man's 1031.
No.
Okay. No. For me, you're speaking a different language.
So 1031 exchange is so like an investor wants, say they buy a property in the right position and they got a lot of equity in the property, and they turn around and go to sell it. In today's world, there's a thing called capital gains, and this is why everyone was fighting not for Kamala and Biden, the whole that situation. Trump ran off, I'm not going to charge you as high as capital gains of what they're going to charge you, because it would have ruined the investment market. And they were taking their model off Canada's market. So they're like, okay, we're going to have a 40% capital gains on everything that you have. Even if your current property you live in assesses higher, we're also going to do an off the county assessed price. So if your property is $200,000, it comes in and assesses at $255. You're going to have to pay the difference on the assessed value as well on your taxes.
Let's not do that.
Yeah. And so that was like the big thing that they were running on against each other, so on and so forth. And as you know, I walk right down the middle. I walk what affects my real estate career.
Yeah.
So, I mean, you got Democrat that comes in and says, I'm going to do this, and you got the Republican that's not going to meet this.
Yeah.
I'm here.
Yeah.
But anyways, so that couple from Canada, obviously they're looking to, and their daughter's also looking to buy it within the market, so on and so forth. Then where this bottle came from. So obviously Catherine, when we got off that cruise, I told her that I absolutely was not happy with the Virgin cruise. She had a luncheon with the CEO of Virgin 3 days after I told her that, and stressed to them how we were not happy with the cruise.
But that's the thing. You never know who's who and who's connected to us. And you talk about being annoyed with them talking to everybody, but it's like, this is what gets you in the room. This is what gets you these connections.
I let him be. I have my drink and I just, I just sit
She's
there.
over there with like AirPods in.
I need to buy some. I don't have any. I need to buy some.
I got you for Christmas or something. I will figure it out.
But we literally were in the hot tub talking to the couple out of Canada, and the rest of the cruise, he tried to find me every day. Let's talk real estate. I'm like, no, man.
I'm not here for that.
I do that every day, all day.
Yeah.
But just going off stuff like, I mean, we got Flip, we got the couple, we got, Catherine talking to the CEO, CFO of Virgin Cruises, and so on and so forth. Networking is what this is all about. Giving back to the community is what it's all about.
That's what life is about. Like, how can we help each other? How can we connect? How can we all grow and learn from each other's experiences? Because we're not going to, life's too short to experience everything. But if you meet enough people, you'll know about enough experiences to make you great at things that you never imagined you'd dabble in.
Well, and it's crazy when you talk to Landon, like I'm talking to him before we got on, and we probably should have been recording at that time. And we're talking about, his Davenport property. Definitely when he bought it was a distressed property. It definitely had addicts in the property that were tearing it apart and so on and so forth. And what I loved about what Landon had to say about that property was, first thing he did when he got to Davenport, he went and talked to, the nearby neighbors, figured out what the neighborhood needed, what they wanted, what was going on, how can it benefit the neighborhood of what he's trying to do to this property. Not from a profitability standpoint for himself, but for where it's going to fit what they need within the market, which is going to help him. I mean, profit will come at the end of the day, if he's doing the right thing for the market. But I mean, he found out, obviously there was a drinking rehab shelter right there.
There's a couple. So there's a couple sober living like environments. One's directly like in line with the front door of the property, and they kind of line actually the entire street. And I went over there, just walked in the door, talked to the receptionist, and kind of introduced myself to a couple of different supervisors and things like that to kind of see what they're doing in the community and that sort of thing. And find out that, they owned 16 doors in this direct area. Would they be interested in partnering with me? You don't even have to buy the property. Maybe we can bring people from your program over here. And we talked kind of about the program, how people go through it and stuff like that. And when people are on like the later phases of their program, they do help them find places for rent. And I mean, you can walk directly 100 feet over and you're in their school area. You know what I mean? And so that's something, and then just talking about networking.
You found and I guess this actually goes into one of my questions anyway, is like, how do you find deals and how do you get started as an investor? But like for this situation specifically, you found the location first and then realized what was in the neighborhood, or did you see what was in the neighborhood and like, this is something I could partner with?
Yeah. This was actually my first time to this property. Okay. To be honest with you, I do buy a lot of Section 8 properties, which we can get into that too if you guys want to. But
we've touched on it a few times.
Yeah. I love it. I love Section 8 because I mean it's also giving back to the community too. Yeah. You know what I mean? And like these are guaranteed rents and things at the end of the day, and depending on your tenants and stuff like that, right? So you know what I mean? There's ways to work. They
only have a small portion to cover.
There's ways to work around anything if you get creative with it enough, and then you do your screening and stuff like that. But yeah, to go back to your question, no, I went over there. That was my first time over here. It was the first time over in that area just in general. Okay. And I actually networked with the guy who owns the auto body and towing facility, which is like another 400 or 500 feet down the street. And he actually has a property for sale. He came up to me. We had a whole discussion outside for 30 minutes. And so that's a lead right there. You can just get leads from just talking to people nearby and stuff like that. He saw the work that we're doing. He said, oh, this guy is an investor. I'm an investor. I got something maybe for you, right? So that's something to connect on. But everything else, I mean, it's a lot of Facebook groups. You'll be so surprised to hear, like, there is so much real estate being moved through Facebook. Like, Ton. That is like probably better than Zillow and Redfin and any of that stuff, because a lot of that stuff's just on the market stuff anyway. But off the market leads and stuff can come from that type of lead generation, just being on there every day, checking 2 or 3 times a day, scroll down, you know what I mean? Join these bigger groups with like 150,000 to 250,000 people who are posting these creative finance deals. Yeah. And you're getting a lower entry anyway going after those leads, right? And then they're off market, so there's no realtor commissions. So you're saving the seller money. It's bad for him, but you're saving both sides of the house money at the end of the day. Correct. If you're finding stuff like that. So there's a bunch of different ways. I mean, you can, I guess actually they outlawed it this year, right? You're not allowed to have quote unquote pocket listings, but good luck with that one. Yeah.
In Iowa, we can still do what they call dual agency. So we call it double banging. Yep. Banging. Dual agency still allowed here. So we can have pocket listings.
You should call it a gangbang, but whatever.
You get 3?
Yeah, that takes more than 2.
He sounds experienced. But yeah, those leads, man, you can get them anywhere. It could be as simple as just picking up the phone, calling somebody who's on Zillow, right? A realtor on Zillow. Maybe you're not interested in one of their listings, but you go, hey, I saw you list something in this area. Do you know somebody who maybe owns something in this area? I'm looking to buy in this area. Yeah. If there's nothing on market in that area, I guarantee you, after 3 phone calls, you have a deal in front of you. Yeah. Now, whether it's a good deal or not, that's for you to dissect, but you'll have something that's off market in front of you. It's really just that simple.
Well, and it's great. We bring on, and we had Nick Dodge on here. Shout out Nick Dodge out of Wisconsin, an investor also. Just bought his first 2 properties out in this area, and his goal is to build that sober living community. Yeah, it's
a good one.
Yeah, and that's his business model that he's gotten off of, and it brings me back to some of our other guests that we've had. I mean, obviously we've had a lot of investors on, but let's go to the mayor. Mm-hmm. And let's go into the city council member that was on here.
Yep, Ashley.
Yeah. And one of our favorite guests that we had out here. But we talked about the 30-second elevator speech. Why Cedar Rapids? Why the market? Why Marion? Why Iowa City? So on and so forth. More importantly, why Cedar Rapids, Marion, Hiawatha? Yeah. and they cringe their nose at, you know, what we do on some of the aspects, because they're like, how do we keep these out-of-state marketers or investors out of here? And that's where we need to get them connected, because the thing of it is there's a ton of money in Cedar Rapids, Marion, North Liberty, Swisher, so on and so forth. Give me none.
Yeah.
But not everyone has the same goals. And when you can connect out-of-market people that have the same goals as the community, that's where you can really strive and make a big difference. And I myself have lived off, you know, the networking inside of, you know, the Midwest and Florida. I got a lot of people from Florida. I got a lot of people from California, a couple investors out of Texas. And now, you know, we got Utah here. We got, you know, so on and so forth. I mean, we hit 17 different states that we're heavy with of investors coming in with AMMT. And, and not a lot of people knew when I was with Jeremy that, you know, I was a high productive real estate agent, because Jeremy and I were top 10 in the United States. And, you know, we're pumping first place in Cedar Rapids. We're pumping at 54 million a year with, you know, almost 300 and some odd transactions a year. Second place to us, especially like within Coldwell, 100 and some odd agents, when their second place to us was like 19 million. And those were teams of similar sizes.
Yeah.
And so not a lot of people understood the production we had until we stepped off on our own and, you know, created Burrington Real Estate and AMMT and so on and so forth. And, you know, they don't realize you're volunteer of the year in 2012 and 2011 before you're even in real estate, creating those connections, getting into it. And I mean, those areas that we continue to, you know, Iowa Music Awards, you know, we won an award last year on that for humanitarian and so on and so forth.
Yep.
So it's the stuff you do where you're looking to benefit the community.
Yeah.
Because realtors and investors have bad personas coming across already. You know, everyone's already thinking we're trying to screw the market or we're chasing a check. And we've talked for how many seasons now that we said if you're chasing the check, you're in the wrong business.
Exactly. Yep.
And that's where I connect with a lot of these investors, is they're my heroes. I mean, on a lot of these avenues, is not only do they help, they're what I've always wanted to do, but you got guys like Landon that came into a situation where we had a customer up in the Center Point market. She's lived in her house 20 years. Never really thought she was behind on any of her payments, filed for bankruptcy, tough stuff came to the family. And she calls me up. She's like, Lucas, I was told to give you a jingle if I need to ever bailed out of a situation. You always find, you know, A to make B. And so walk out to her property, walk the property. Property's gorgeous. Yeah. So A, it's already a bonus for my investors. Great location. Great. There's already a bonus for my investor on that. Then to come to find out what her and her family own on the property is, you know, like $90,000. Property's worth like $250,000. So actually, I think it was like 264 or something like that on the appraisal.
Yeah, we were like, oh wow.
And all she needs is $30,000, and they're about to foreclose and kick her family out of that house. Oh, no. Been there 20 years.
That's crazy.
Terrible.
Yeah. And so I can call someone up like Landon and be like, okay, Landon, here's the situation. Here's who the family is. I've already met with them face to face. I've known them for years. She's one of my daughter's teachers growing up, and good character on this side. They've been here 20 years. They don't want to go anywhere.
Right.
They're going to be willing to do whatever we can to make this happen, to get this cleared. But, you know, we're on a limited time frame. I mean, from the time I talked to Landon to getting this thing closed, I mean, it was about, 60 days or less?
With closing and stuff, I think probably like 30 days or something like that.
It was quick, but she found out in 90 days they were going to foreclose on this house. So she's freaking out, calling every day. Don't worry, we got this. Because I knew I could say it because I had a grade A investor behind us, and then it fit every business model that we were trying to do. And that's where finding the right realtor and finding the right investor and finding the right network to make things happen can really benefit a community. Like if we sat down and talked with the mayor and we sat and talked with Ashley and be like, hey, you know what? Where are your troubled areas right now in Cedar Rapids? And I guarantee we could find out why they're troubled. And usually it's because the investor that owns those properties don't have any money and can't put the money back into the property or won't put it. Yeah. That's where we can get investors to come in and say, guess what, Mr. Investor, we'll take this over for you.
Yeah.
Yep.
And when we take this over for you, we're gonna spruce it up. They're gonna impress the neighborhood. They're gonna bring the value of everything up.
Yep.
And so, yes, I can understand where a lot of people in this current market be like, why do you keep bringing new investors in, and so on and so forth. It's to better our market as well. Yeah. I mean, it's bringing prices up, it's bringing values up, it's also making the areas look beautiful. I mean, there's planes in Wellington Heights. If it wasn't for the investors, I mean, you're talking, little Chicago over there, Yeah. And the fact that the investors want to come up and bring the market values up, want to spruce up some of these properties. I mean, if it wasn't for the investors, some of the beautifications that have happened in this community would have never happened. Yeah. So that's where we put the spin to it of why we do what we do, how we do, and why guys like Landon can be the superheroes when they come in and help out the family of 5 that are afraid they're going to lose their house of 20 years. Where they didn't have any idea that they were behind because it was supposed to be taken care of in a bankruptcy that was filed, and it wasn't taken care of. And here they get a notice on their door that you got 90 days to get the hell out because we're taking this property back.
Scary.
That's how I felt.
Yeah, well, and we ran into a situation like that, but we bailed ourselves out on that. So we had a subject to deal on a property that we had. And
as a seller or a buyer?
No, we had an agent that worked with us at Burrington. I said, I got this great deal on this property, and he's like, Lucas, let's do a subject to.
Watch the podcast.
Yeah.
Oh, he should watch it so he can know that he's horrible.
I love this girl. I love her.
I mean,
y'all told me not to name drop, so I'm working on it. 'Cause I would have said his name.
She's like, you know who you are. Though.
But she has a reason behind this. So we have a family of 6 between the two of us. And actually a family of 8 between the two of us, 6 kids.
Yeah.
And so we get into this property. It's a good deal for Manikka's situation and my situation of what was going on in life.
So you guys buying this property?
So we've already done. We've done it, closed on it. But cool.
I was there for about a year. So it
was when all the process of everything was happening, and I was living over here. She needed to get over here. And so we could be close together with our families as we wanted to start to blend them.
Okay.
And so we found a great deal where this gentleman that worked with our brokerage came in, and he's like, I got the subject to deal. I'm talking to the owner right now. I'm gonna close on this. I'll rent it back to you on a rent to own.
Okay.
Or a contract sale or something like that.
It was a beautiful house. And I mean, the work that I put into it, like we were out there, I think it took us 3 days just to get the grass cut in the yard.
It was up to here. I had to beautify the whole property.
Everything in the house was left, like every cabinet was full of food, fridge full, like everything. So we went through, I think, 2 40-yard dumpsters.
Sheesh.
Ripping out carpet, replacing, like it was a lot. And then on top of paying you monthly rent for something that's supposed to go, then only to come out where I got a sheriff knocking on my door like, oh, you're going to foreclosures. No, the hell I'm not. Like, I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah, that's why it's super important when you take over those deals to be paying directly. I don't, you know what I mean? Or get a servicing company.
Well, this guy worked for me.
Yeah,
so
I mean, that makes it even worse.
I know, absolutely. And I'm just like, man, and I'm like, so where are these payments been going to?
Right. Straight to my pocket.
And he gave us the deal, in order to get this out of the foreclosure.
There was like arrears that he didn't disclose.
That he said he paid, but it wasn't paid. There hadn't been one payment made to this mortgage company in 3 years.
What? How are they still? Huh?
Well, I think they were playing the game where they got a hold of the.
They kept writing contracts and saying, "Oh, this is for sale," and pushing them another 60, and
and the foreclosure would get thrown out and so on and so forth. And then finally, the mortgage company said, I'm like, wait a minute, we've been paying, we're here. We've lived here. I mean, not only did we take this property in a dilapidated situation, we beautified this property. It's worth probably 100 G's more. We're about to lose it.
Sheesh.
And so we got, she's got her kids and my kids are moving over into this, and here we get a foreclosure notice on the door. We're like, what is going on? And that's where the protection part of the sub 2 did not come into play.
Yeah, exactly.
And
that's insane.
So I looked at him like, man, I don't care what we got going on here. and we're going to pay this more. We're going to pay the mortgage company off, and you guys are out of this situation.
So, do you guys still own this property now?
Yeah, it's where we live. It's where we live. It's where we live.
How do you guys go about
you
doing
didn't strangling him? How did you go about strangling him?
I didn't see him.
Oh my!
Lucas is
I guess don't tell me where the body is.
Yeah.
I don't need to know.
Yeah,
Like,
look at that side! Look at that
I
side
didn't see
eye.
him.
Man.
That's insane.
Because I was like, I would punch you in the face, and he goes, I will. Oh my God, the things I would do to you if I ever see you, even till this day, if I see him.
Yeah, we got within days of the sheriff's sale.
How did you guys go about getting out of it? Like,
We just paid the bank off. We
okay.
just paid the bank off. Yep. So
because that sheriff sales happens and there's nothing. It's over.
you're gone. You're gone. You got a redemption period, but we don't have the redemption period.
The seller has
Yeah,
the redemption
the
period.
gentleman
You guys are
that was
going
supposed to be
somewhere.
making
He
these
wanted
payments had the
absolutely
redemption period, and
nothing
he
to
was
do with
waiving
it.
it. He was waiving that redemption period.
Yeah, he's like, I don't want anything to do with this. It's got nothing to do with me.
All right, that's their problem.
So we
My
found
credit is already shot.
their
Goodbye.
my.
well, and that was my sales pitch to this guy. I'm like, this foreclosure's not done. It hasn't completely gone onto your record yet. I go, so let us pay you off
Yep.
and pay this bank off, save your credit, get this taken care of. So this we had to find the seller, and he was down in Texas.
Yep.
He jumped ship. Like, he left everything. Not only did he kick every hole in the wall, he fucking kicked every railing out on the deck. I mean, I
guess
left,
he had a reason. Come to find out, his wife was sleeping with like the entire block.
Oh man, the neighbor across the street is like, man.
Oh, my.
He goes, I'm offended she didn't come after me.
It must have been the landscaper because the grass was so high.
It wasn't the landscaper.
Are you
he
sure?
was not getting taken care of.
So he was just doing everybody. She's doing me dirty. I'm doing everybody dirty.
Everybody dirty.
I get it.
That was probably
there's
one of
some
my
context.
best sales I ever had, is because I had to convince this guy to get us his mortgage statement, get us in contact, give the bank permission to talk to us instead of anyone else. I mean, and this is a guy that doesn't give
Oh, she was on title?
oh man. We needed everyone.
He had to show that he paid off something.
What in the
And so
world?
he showed
Child
her
support.
signature and
Child
everything.
support.
And I was like,
Oh,
are
yeah.
you kidding me?
That makes sense.
So we're like on Facebook, like just
Oh
looking. We only got a
my
first
God.
name.
I'm telling you,
Like, I
man,
only
some of
have
the
a
best
first name,
sales
so
notes I've
we're just,
ever
like,
done.
That's
going through it, and I was
insane.
like,
I
this
had
is
to literally just
ridiculous.
round up everybody and try to. So I
How
had
did
to
you
locate.
do this with a cool head? Like,
I had no
I was
choice. It was our
determined.
family. And you don't
You're
understand.
so invested.
you have a good day and you ain't got a cool head.
Well, you don't understand what I'm taking behind the scenes.
Yeah.
Because what I'm taking from Manikka behind the scenes.
Oh, yes. It's not
Why would you put us in this situation? Because I
It's like, why would I
So you're
choose
a
this?
D1
Yeah.
gaslighter. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. I'm
It's
just
like
kidding.
this guy works for you. Like, I mean,
Yeah.
Yeah,
no,
how
my
did
thing
you
is, I would have probably never even did the deal or even thought about it
Right.
if it was someone
Exactly,
else.
'cause you're
it's
trusting
like,
them at
you
that
know,
point.
he works for you, and you're encouraging. You're like, you're telling me I'm going to be good. So I took a leap of faith, and it's like, okay, this is the opposite. And I'm texting him, and he's nowhere to be found. You're in contact with him, so it's like, no, you need to get him right here in front of my face right now. And he's like, I ain't gonna do that. And it's like, no.
You know what? That makes sense when I said subject to is the best investment method. She was giving me a side eye the whole time.
That's
and
why
now
I wanted
know
to get
why.
full disclosure. Yeah, that's why I wanted to get full disclosure on it. Because, I mean, with every good, there's an evil, but that's why you have to do business with the people you trust.
Yeah.
Yep.
And I mean, it is just, it's insane on some of the stuff that we've had to jump through and the hoops we've had to go over the last, especially you and I over the last 4
And
years,
I
3
became
years.
like, a little detective. I didn't have to find a lot of people.
Yep. And I gotta explain to people, you don't know me, but you need to know me type situation, because you don't want to know my wife.
Yeah. Yep. I'm the nice one.
You don't want to know her.
I am nice. Okay.
Who told you that?
We had this conversation the other night, and I felt attacked by it. But
You would.
well, because he was like, if you ask anyone, we're gonna do a vote. If you ask anyone, kind, warm heart, and something else would not come out of their mouth as
a description of Manikka.
and I felt some kind of way. You don't think I'm kind?
Look at him.
I'm nice to you.
To all people.
You little shit.
That didn't take much. I didn't have to say a word. Insult.
Anyhow, Megan and Kanisha agree said I'm kind.
Yeah,
I'm
but
warm-hearted.
they fear for their lives because they know you.
They're my girls.
They know
And
you.
Twice if you're.
They told me the truth. Thank you very much. Especially when I want to strangle people. They talk me out of it. So.
Tell me the truth or I'll strangle you. What do you want to hear?
Yeah, literally.
Well, her exact words was, "You're kind to me." So.
Yeah, you're kind to me.
No, she said you're kind of mean. Sorry, that was
Whatever.
bar come out. Speaking of bars, we got a lot of things going on. I'm dropping some bars all over the 319 to 309. We just
You got your
finished
tour
up.
going, man.
finish it?
Yes. Well, we just finished the Illinois side of it. So we did Peoria, we did Galesburg, we did Macomb, Illinois, which I've never heard of, and that was my first time there. And then we just finished in Rock Island, and that was epic. Like
There's
best
that Rock Island,
time
good time.
ever.
Good area.
But while
High
I'm in
growth area.
Illinois, every
High
city,
growth area.
every city I'm in Illinois, or everybody I meet, they keep bringing up Galena.
Oh my God!
Man,
you haven't been?
you know
You
where-
brought it up so much.
My
like
heart's
I
in
think
Galena.
yes. Like so every time they bring it up, I'm like, Lucas has been telling me about this beautiful place that
You
I've
still
never
haven't
been to.
went?
Put me
No,
on
I
game.
need
What's
somebody to
up
go
with
with. It sounds so
What is
beautiful.
it?
I'm not
You
gonna
don't
go
need
alone.
no. Go by
I-
yourself. You're gonna be at peace.
Yeah,
I'm telling
it's
you.
like that.
It's little Sicily. It's like little.
Okay.
It is. It's designed after it. I mean, it is probably one. If you want to go on the romantic side of it, it is very romantic.
Is this in Illinois?
right on the Iowa
It's-
Illinois border?
Okay.
What is it? Not for? Is it Davenport?
Dubuque.
Dubuque. It's like right over.
So
Okay.
it's like a little town built within the mountains.
Yeah.
It is absolutely gorgeous. It's got a great resort there, but if you just want to stay downtown, it's one of the haunted areas, most haunted areas in the United States too. President Lincoln's from there.
Bring your
and so
holy
on, so-
water.
Oh man, I feel vibes, but it's basically 3 long blocks of just little shops, mom and pop stores, bars,
Yeah.
dispensaries. So you got a little bit of everything. It's a good time all in one. But then you get the historic of Galena, which is absolutely gorgeous. One of the most beautiful views you have ever seen.
Nice.
You literally, so the Italian restaurants, Venovici's, that is downtown. Still my favorite place to go.
That's actually where I learned to get my favorite wine.
Yep.
Nice.
And they bring in everyone that works there. He's originally from Italy. The whole place is built off bricks from Italy.
Yeah.
I mean, so everyone you speak to, the food is fantastic. The scenery is amazing.
It
Call
reminds.
it Vinny Venucci's. That's where I took my prom date.
Yep.
Really?
Vinny Medici's.
Yeah.
Yes.
Look at
yes,
him. Look,
yes.
look.
There we
He-
go.
He's
like I know.
He's blushing when he
got a
said
little
that.
Galena
Guy
in
pulled
him.
up in the limo.
Yeah.
It was sick.
Yeah. That's how you do it.
Yeah. And it's very inexpensive.
Nice.
Okay.
So like you could literally go Airbnb in Galena if you wanted to be like right downtown by everything that's going on. And the town is probably 3,000 people, if that.
Okay, that's awesome.
I mean, super small, but it is a very cool community, and
it's awesome.
everything's within blocks of each other. So we stayed at the Eagle Ridge Resort last time we were there,
The
which
last
is
time, yep.
probably 5 miles outside of town, and it's its own little community right there. Where if you're a golfer, I mean, it's got 8 golf courses there. It's Airbnb. It's on a lake, so the view is gorgeous out there.
It's where all the celebrities stay.
Yeah,
Is it really?
Yeah, absolutely.
My
Yeah.
family owned an appliance shop up in Illinois, and so we would service all of those houses, like refrigerators and other stoves and whatnot. So we would go out there, and we always heard about crazy like A-listers staying out there, getting away.
Nice.
It's cool. It's really cool.
It is, and it's absolutely gorgeous. But if you stayed like downtown Airbnb and you just wanted to spend like 2 days, and that's about all you need there, you could do it for $500, $600 or less.
Wow.
You'd spend more at the dispensary than you would on your stay and drinks. Like you go to a bar, you want to get yourself a drink, it's still a $2.50 beer. It's
That's
a $2.50 beer. I mean, everything is, and it's just gorgeous, and it's just a cool time. So
the way you
Galena,
light up just talking about
Bro,
it.
I could go on
You
and
guys
on.
have
He's
to
got
take
some
me. It
good
sounds like
memories there
Yeah,
or something,
clearly.
right?
well, we got great
I've
memories.
only
We
been
stayed
there
at like
twice. Irish Democrats, I think.
we stayed
was
at
the
an
first
Irish
one.
motel, which was right off the strip down there, and everything was built out of Dublin there. So it had an Irish bar right in it. I mean, and every room was themed after an Irish place, and so on and
Nice.
so forth. I can't remember. I think it's Irish.
I think it's Irish Democrat.
or Dublin something. I can't remember. But anyways, it's awesome. That place was awesome. Then we stayed at Eagle Ridge Resort, and we stayed at one other place. But anyways, if we just need to get a download and get away, I mean, from here it's an hour.
Okay, cool.
Yeah,
and
that's
so we can.
We might go around this weekend.
We might be there. Hey,
road trip.
We have no kids this weekend.
Hey,
and
I'm coming to hang out with y'all then.
Yeah, absolutely. It'll be a good time.
That's awesome.
But yeah. So yeah, Galena, good place.
Yes.
So how's the tour going?
It's amazing. Like it gets better each night, which is really cool because like I'm doing a bunch of like graphics and social media stuff. So like each night we do the show and then I get to post about it. And the crowds are getting bigger. The people that are touring multiple cities are now learning the words to each other's songs. People are networking. They're getting to work together. And it's people they would have never met before. Like, so I'm representing the Iowa side and my business partner, Casper, he's representing Illinois. And we both are bringing artists together that like probably never would have met in life.
Did you start in Illinois or did you start out here?
We started in Illinois. So
you're here.
this week we're here. So tomorrow we'll be in Iowa City at Gabe's. Friday we'll be in Waterloo at the Loft. And Saturday we're in Cedar Rapids at Olympic. I got you guys on the guest list. You need to be there.
We're going to pull up.
You
for
ain't got
sure.
kids.
Yeah, for sure.
You've
Landon
never been to the Olympic?
No.
Oh, that's crazy. Yeah, you have to come. So yeah,
I think we've been to the Olympic.
you've had to have been to Olympic.
Didn't we have our Christmas special when we were giving away collecting Christmas gifts at the Olympic 2 years ago?
I'm sure I've never been. Where is
You
it?
had like a donation Christmas show that everything went to our giveaway.
That was at CSPS. I remember that one now.
Okay, that was not at the Olympic.
Nope, but kind of similar vibes. Big, huge stage, big party area. It's Olympic is way better than CSPS. No offense, CSPS. Okay. And then Sunday we'll be in Burlington at the Washington. So pretty excited. Back to back to back. Just working, performing most of the time. I'm like the promoter, the DJ, the rapper, like everything. Now we've been able to delegate. We're paying videographers, photographers, the entire staff from the door person to the sound guy. Everything is delegated and everybody's compensated and we're all having a good time. So this is one of the few times, like I'm still on the promoter side, but I do get to just walk in and be the artist, perform, network, and have a good time. And it's been beautiful just going city to city and experiencing it. It does suck being away from my kids like that. You know, that's a part of the music life. I mean, but it's work at the same time. I get paid to do what I do and take care of them because of it. But that's my only gripe with it. Otherwise, it's been absolutely amazing and only going to get better.
Well, and you got to start early because you got summer jams coming up too. Summer jams is probably
in June.
180 days away.
It'll be July 11th and 12th this year. We got asked to return to Wildwood. Really like the venue, like the space. It is historic.
That's where it was last year in Iowa City.
In Iowa City.
Yeah,
but they asked us to do 2 days instead of just one. So
Can I put like after the show like my input on who should start?
yeah, we could. Me and you can have a
last.
meeting on Summer Jam.
Yeah.
I do like to change the lineup every year though. I don't like having the same artist every year.
okay.
So, but if you want to help,
Spice it up.
I know you guys are going to help with the music awards. So
Correct.
It kind of can all, and that's the goal is all of it flow
As
together.
in like I'm gonna host it.
You're not hosting. Let's
You
just
need
get
to
that.
stop
You
hating.
don't have the
Put
patience.
people in that crowd,
You don't
bro.
have the patience.
You are a hater.
Manikka,
you.
do you remember Casper in that room?
I do.
Real.
And you would volunteer for that role?
Yeah, because
That role.
yes, I would.
He does this for a living, and I could see the stress in him.
Yeah, he was
dealing
very
with
stressed.
that many people, and there's no way to not.
Honey, can we not do
You're
it this year?
invited.
That's because you guys weren't listening.
Honey, we have a
I'm gonna make
whole
you
wedding and
listen.
everything to plan for this year.
So
Let's
many
not
people.
worry about that
Well,
this
it's
year.
pretty much already. So Sunday we're gonna have our rehearsal dinner. If you
Okay.
want to come, is that? Well, you can't
this
come
Sunday?
because you're gonna be
You're rehearsing already?
not
No,
not our rehearsal
no.
dinner,
Oh,
but
okay.
like. Okay, that was fair. Tasting.
Yeah,
So
okay.
we're
I
trying to
thought
figure
I
out
was
what we
lost.
want on the menu.
Oh,
My bad,
nice.
not
Oh.
rehearsal.
When's a
But
wedding?
it's in September.
Ooh.
Yeah, that's what I was like. You're having a rehearsal Sunday?
Invites are going out.
6 months in advance?
Oh, we need to update your address then.
Yep.
No, I'm
he
just
said
kidding.
it.
No, you definitely are on the list. So.
It's probably somewhere. I haven't been home in for I don't know how long.
That's
Well, you
kinda
got your last set of invites going out this week anyway, so
Yeah.
we just paid
Yeah.
for that.
Sunday's a tasting.
Yes. No kids allowed. They said it
Only
themselves.
6 people are there, right?
So you can invite up to 6 people, but we haven't invited anyone until now.
Okay.
I just found
you
out
guys
about
wanna
it.
come.
So
You were there.
Sunday, what time, where?
You were there.
Casino Farms, where the wedding's going to be.
Nice.
In Vinton at 6.
PM. Okay. Yeah,
Is it
it's like a
right?
show.
It's like dinner.
I
You get to
would love
try
be
everything
there.
that's going to be on that menu.
Dang,
Yeah, that's where we're
gonna be
picking our menu
amazing.
from. So it's going to be. Yep. Did you tell my folks?
No.
You guys got some work to do.
You got some.
Sounds like it. Yeah.
Said you got some work to do.
He act like he was not there. Like you were there.
All right, so this is what
Showing
you
the
guys
love.
got going on, and like I said, I got this
Anyhow,
tour,
so that means I'm hosting.
Nice.
the music awards.
He does
Wait,
not.
huh?
Need to
Not
answer that.
this year,
Yeah.
at least, with the wedding. Like seriously, in consideration.
really rude.
No, I was actually in consideration of you guys have a wedding.
That's
this
not what you were
year.
going. You're only
That
going
is
that way because
absolutely
that's
where
what
I'm
Lucas
going.
just brought up. Because
No,
I've been asking for this for months now.
He's trying
I
to.
just feel like
He's trying to protect your feelings because he already told me that I could do it.
you're not doing. He's doing it. You're not
I'm
doing
actually
it.
doing it this year.
Oh God.
Oh, he's
wow.
doing it. Look at him. No, he's definitely doing it.
I have planned skits, but I'll have several co-hosts.
No, it's fine. I don't want
because
to. I
it's
don't
the
want to be a
fifth
part
year.
of anyone else.
You're gonna be a part of it,
And I'll
and,
say,
and a big part of
just
it,
got
actually.
bridged.
But I really have
She
a
just
plan.
lit it on fire.
You guys are a big part of it this year, and I do have plans for you.
so I can change
nice.
multiple times.
Yes, absolutely, and you may make a cameo multiple times. So we'll get there, but focus on the wedding. That literally was in consideration. You don't want to be a part of this part of the planning when you got all that planning to
Yeah,
do.
it's a lot of planning.
A whole lot of planning. She likes planning.
Yeah, look at her.
I do. It's fun.
I hate it.
All right.
Same.
Which is why you don't do it.
Well, I hate it when you do it.
Oh.
She is phenomenal at it, but I'm telling you the stress level that comes with it.
Yeah.
And it's like banging on a drum, and the repercussion goes through the whole house.
Yeah.
It-
Well, I
it's
think
like-
That's different. It's like when I have my mind set on something and then it's not working, then I have to like try to pivot to something else, but I can't because my mind is set for it to be the way that I wanted it
Well,
to
you're
be.
really good at
So,
holding people accountable, and I think
I don't trust anyone.
without having trust and holding them accountable and not really allowing them to disappoint, it's like those are tough.
Yeah,
you know?
like I can't
But it
delegate
disappoints
something because
yourself.
if you mess it up, then I'm gonna have to snap
Yep.
on you.
Yep.
And I'm trying not
And
to
you're
snap
gonna-
on you. So
I'll
to
take care of
save
it myself.
I'm just gonna do it. And then he hates it because like, why didn't you just give it to someone?
I have learned over time.
I hear that on a daily basis.
Because I still have those tendencies where it's like, let me just do it so I don't get frustrated with somebody. I know exactly how to get it done right versus explain it. You get it wrong. And it's like, I explained it perfectly, but let me explain it again. You got it wrong again. And now I'm doing it. Should have just did it myself
The first
to
time.
begin. But, and I mean, as busy as we are and how many things we have going on in our life and kids, I have found the peace in if I can afford it, pay for it and save the time. Pay the expert, save the time. And that's really tough for me because I love doing everything that I do. Like even on this tour, we're paying so many people and I'm asking my business partner, why are we paying your door guy? Why are we paying the assistant? Like why I'll just do it. And he's like, no, this is so it's professional and it's easy. Well, why do we need to pay the DJ this month? I could do this half or we could have somebody volunteer. And he's like, no, let's have a professional and let's keep it consistent. And although it kills me to not have more than one responsibility, this has been so much smoother than all the tours that I've done where I have 8 different roles and I'm scrambling to find somebody reliable in the different places that
It's
I'm
still
doing
a tough separation though, because like if there's one fight Manikka and I get into at work, it's because I'm involved with everything, and that is why I get involved with everything. And it's funny, the minute we don't want to be involved with it, it still comes across our desk. and I'm like, I thought you didn't want me to have anything to do with this.
That's because you stick your feet in it.
Exactly,
Without
but
me
that's
knowing.
but that's what we're trying to.
It's our nature.
It's our nature because if we want it done our way, I mean,
Yeah.
we lived and breathed and did this for so long a certain way. When we start delegating it, they're not going to.
meet our full
No.
expectations.
You
It's
guys
not gonna
read
be what we
self-help
vision.
books?
No,
I'm just saying.
I
because this
could
is what
write the
popped
hell
up-
out of one, but
popped
I don't
up in
read 'em.
my mind. I do. I always try to read at least 10 pages a day, but one of the books that I'm reading right now, it's called Buy Back Your Time. And
yeah.
I think think you told us that.
It's about delegation, and literally the biggest quote in there is somebody doing something 80%.
We talked about that on the last.
Is 100% awesome.
Time.
Yep.
If they can do it 80% as good as you, it's 100% awesome. They're not going to do it good as you.
And it's crazy.
Ever.
The last episode that we had on this is I talked about that. I go, I heard the scene. I couldn't remember where I located it from, but it was, if you could find someone that does it 80% as much as you do, they're doing it 100% of how it's supposed to be.
Yep. That's from the book. It's
and that's called what?
It's called Buy Back Your Time.
Buy back.
And it's crazy. We just talked about that.
Yep.
I mean, just that exact same
80%
thing.
done by somebody else is 100% awesome.
I love it.
Yep.
And that's
a good wrapping note.
Yeah.
That was good.
Yeah.
I think we all can learn from that. That's just something, like I said, and sometimes I look at it as my strength, but I know that it's also my weakness. It's like I just want to be hands-on and get it done the way that I envision it, but it cripples me because time. You know, we don't have infinite amount of time.
Exactly.
We can't be multiple places at once. So it's just finding those experts that specialize in things, trusting them 80%.
Build your team, trust your team. I mean,
It's about like taking what you enjoy the most about your whatever you do,
non-negotiables,
and what also pertains to making you the most money out of whatever you do, and anything else, get the fuck out of here.
Yep.
Right.
Yep. I love it.
Literally.
So let's go around the table quick because we're all business owners. You got Manikka with Chloe Customs, and she's always venturing in other avenues. You got Tone with everything that you do with your music industry and so on and so forth. Real estate on my end. Landon does everything. So what do you say your top 3 challenges are of what you do? Your top 3 things that can just completely paralyze you. Start with you, Tone.
Time, delegation, and something that a weakness. I mean, I look at it as my strength, but it could be a weakness to others. It's my heart. You know, I'm gonna do with my heart more than with my head, and I don't care to change that about me.
Manikka?
I would probably say time and marketing. I don't put enough time into what I do. I shouldn't say I don't put enough. I don't make time for it. And when I do make time for it, I absolutely don't market anything or take I forget. It's just about getting it done and just getting in and getting out so I can get on to the next stuff that I have. So.
And number 3?
Yep.
I don't think I have a third.
I
couldn't come up with
weakness?
a third. I don't know.
Nope.
Go ahead.
What's my third?
Yeah.
I'll help you, honey.
Oh Lord, save that for the car.
Yeah. Honestly.
time we got?
I would agree. Time and delegation. That's why I'm actually reading that book.
Really?
Yeah. 100%.
Hey, we got to exchange numbers after this. We got a lot more to
100%.
talk about.
Yeah.
I'm reading that book, by the way. Like,
You should. It's very good. I got a whole whiteboard in my house, breaking everything down based off of what I'm reading and stuff. Man, honestly, I think the third thing would be what you said too. Just giving too many chances to people and stuff.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Trying to we talked about it earlier.
Me and
stuff.
Lucas talk about that all the time,
Being a
but
good
it
person.
really does always come back. Like,
Yes.
you know, I even think about the fact that you didn't strangle this guy and the way that you explained you handled that situation seems like he definitely won. Like you helped him in so many ways through this situation, even though he put you in the absolute worst situation possible. Like, and obviously, just alone, you're in a better situation because you just took care of it and didn't just go at it in a malice place or F this guy, we're leaving, we ain't doing none of this. We'll take the L because I'm angry. No, you didn't move with emotion. You moved strategically. And even though, because sometimes I've seen it where people, if that person's going to win from this, I'm not even going to do it.
Exactly.
And it's like, now you both lose. Why would you lose out of pride versus, yes, it's a big W. I'm not going to say it's a small W for him. It's actually a big W for him.
Huge.
But also
we could have gone
the
short sale route if we had the time.
But the fact that you moved strategically and without pride, everybody won. That's beautiful. That's leading with your heart and allowing the wins to come later. Not, I need instant gratification.
Yeah.
You know, that's 100 chances. But, on chance number 100, that person ended up in a better space and was able to help you with something in the future.
Yeah.
Yep.
I mean, I feel like for me personally, that's like one of the things I struggle with is like, I'm not selfish for myself enough.
Yeah.
I'm always like, let me fucking
Yep.
help everybody around me because when I was in that position, I wish somebody was helping me.
Be the person
So
you
I
wish was
see
out
it,
there.
And I'm like, let
That's
me step in
Yep.
and try to help.
Well, and that was
you
like-
get burned doing that.
Oh, yeah.
That was our last episode, as we talked about, was holding value.
Yeah.
Our values of individuals, because we've been there. We've been at the best of the best of what we do and what we do. So
Yeah.
it's one of those things that, holding that value is really tough. I would say my 3 things are being able to delegate, time.
We're all the
So
same.
everybody is
Time
ordering the
and
book.
delegation.
It's
Mike's
time.
in my
Title
car
right
episode.
now.
And I would say heart, but
It is. It's okay.
heart.
It doesn't feel like it should be called a weakness.
Man, it is though.
It is though.
People,
Yeah, 100%.
people fiend on that.
I know.
People take advantage
You're
of it
that
'cause
guy
they
that gets
know.
the first day in jail and give away his commissary, and then
Here,
the whole
you look hungry. You
the
are
whole jail
hungry.
is you're now the bitch.
I need your food. Okay, here we go. Looking.
So I don't do any crime.
Yeah, and if you get put in jail, don't give away your commissary.
Tips from whiskey and real estate.
That's so funny.
Yeah, keep it because you're gonna be somewhere you don't want to be.
Or someone,
But anyways, to wrap up what we're doing, wrap up the whiskey and real estate. I cannot show my appreciation for you being here in Iowa right now and actually getting your hands dirty on your property right now. We wish we had more investors like yourself out there. What's been your take of Iowa so far?
It's different. That's what
This
I
your
would
first
say.
time here?
No, it's not my first time here. It's the first time in Davenport, but I took the time when I first got here, whenever I went to pick up the keys from Lucas for the property, to drive around and kind of really look at everything. And obviously, whenever we get done over there, I mean, that's something that I really want to do even more, is kind of take a look at areas.
That's hopefully next week. You and I have all next week just to tour and walk properties.
Yeah,
That's awesome.
So, yeah, I mean, I think the area, like kind of what Lucas alluded to, a lot of people want to come out here as investors because, in Texas, we're $6-7 grand a year just on taxes, and then like another 4 on insurance. And when you come out here, you got, your price points are different and that sort of thing. But I mean, I came out here and the sunsets are beautiful. That's one thing for sure.
How you deal with the cold? That's the one
Cold,
thing
I don't mind it because it's 110 degrees. I'm tired of sweating my ass off.
Yeah,
I'm
I'll
so serious.
trade you.
I'd rather put on layers than be like in
I'll
a banana
trade you.
hammock dying somewhere.
give me the banana. Hammer.
Yeah, all day. Put me in the pool.
Yeah.
I'll cry in a Ferrari.
Oh my.
Tone, anything you want to close it with?
Man, this has been another amazing episode of Whiskey.
And
Real estate. Cheers, everybody. Oh. Landon, I saw you go back for 2 last.